Daniel is thrown into the lion's den. Soldiers went to Daniel's house and arrested him. He had not suffered such treatment since his younger days when he had been taken from Jerusalem as a captive. Daniel did not resist his arrest, nor even appear to be agitated. Calmly he let the soldiers take him. They brought him to the opening of the den. The hungry lions could be heard growling as they paced back and forth below. King Darius paced nervously nearby. He said to Daniel, "Your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you, Daniel." With the growls of the ferocious beasts far below, Daniel was slowly lowered into the den. Usually, the lions sprang upon their victims while they were being lowered. Quickly the den was closed and sealed with a double seal, that of the king and also that of the lords. Daniel's enemies were taking no chances. They wanted no one to be able to get Daniel out of that den. Satisfied that they had gotten rid of Daniel at last, they left the scene of horror to return to their homes for the night, and King Darius returned to his palace. God protects Daniel. As Daniel was lowered into the dark den amidst the growling of the lions, to his amazement, the huge lions did not jump on him. They did not even snarl. They came close to him, but did not harm him. Daniel found them to be no more dangerous than playful kittens, for God sent his angels and closed the lions' mouths. It was as if they enjoyed having the aged prophet with them. Daniel smiled as he curled up to go to sleep for the night. Close to him was a lion. Perhaps Daniel pillowed his head on its soft body. He praised God as he fell into a restful sleep and didn't wake up till morning. King Darius cannot sleep. While Daniel was sleeping peacefully with the lions, King Darius was worriedly pacing the floor in his palace bedchamber. His servants urged him to eat, but he refused to taste a bite of food. He had no appetite. He dismissed the musicians that came to entertain him, but sleep was impossible. He could only pace back and forth as he worried about Daniel. He blamed himself and then he blamed his officers. He cursed the laws of the Medes and Persians that bound him to keep such a stupid law. As soon as the day began to dawn, King Darius pulled his kingly robe about him and commanded a servant, "Take me to the lion's den at once." Others joined him as he left for the lion's den. The king calls out to Daniel. Once there, the king had the seal broken and the lid removed. He then peered through the darkness into the den. He could see very little. It was so dark down in the pit. He called to Daniel in a pitiful voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, is your God whom you continually serve able to deliver you from the lions?" Daniel did not forget his manners, even in a pit surrounded by lions. "O king, live forever," he politely answered. "My God has sent his angel and has shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me, because I am innocent of doing anything against God or against you, O king." The king was overjoyed to hear Daniel's voice. He called for his servants to come at once and lower the ropes into the den so Daniel could be pulled out. To everyone's amazement, Daniel climbed out none the worse for having spent a night with the lions. Once again, God took care of his servant who trusted in him and showed his great power to a heathen king. Then the king commanded that Daniel's accusers be thrown into the den. This time, there was no angel in the den to protect them. The starving lions leaped upon their bodies and broke them in pieces before their bodies reached the bottom of the den. Their jealousy had finally destroyed them, as it always destroys those who give in to it. King Darius made another decree, sending it to all the people in his empire. He commanded everyone to fear and to tremble before the God of Daniel, because as he said, he is the living God who endures forever, and his kingdom will never be destroyed. He is the living God who delivers, rescues, and performs signs and wonders. He had delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. Thus, the heathen King Darius came to believe in the true God. When King Darius came to know the Lord, multitudes of people heard about the true God, and all because Daniel had been faithful to his God. Will you dare to be a Daniel and stand up for what is right, even though everyone else is doing wrong? Even when others may try to hurt you for it? Remember, God is the ruler of the lions, the kings, and all of mankind, and He will never let any harm come to you that is not in His perfect will. Daniel loved God more than fame, more than friendship, more than life itself. And God took care of Daniel and used his testimony to tell many people about himself. Let us ask God to make us true to God like Daniel.